Okay, so welcome to uh, our seminar, or rather a webinar entitled "The Secret to Saving and Building Your Future." Before we start, please let us know that we just have these house rules that we have to follow. So when you're coming into this webinar, please make sure that you unmute. You mute yourself so that you won't be distracting other attendees as well. And but if you're watching this through recording, so feel free to do feel free to just focus and go ahead and listen. So as much as possible, we want to keep this webinar to about 45 minutes long. Should we have the need to extend, we'll make this until at least an hour. Just so we won't make it too long for you to miss a few important informations. So right, so before everything else, again, welcome to this webinar, the Secret to Saving and Building Your Future. Become your own financial educator. So let me introduce myself first. I'm Nos, and I am a member in IMG, or International Marketing Group. So I'll be sharing to you later what our company is all about. And of course, I'm also the founder, okay, of Wealth Educators Circle. So I hope we'll get to know each other through this webinar, and I hope you'll learn a lot. Okay, so again, this webinar is for you so that you would know and understand the different concepts and ideas, so that eventually you will become your own financial educator. Kasi di ba, yun naman yung importante, di ba, na alam natin kung anong ginagawa natin sa pera natin. And mahirap yung tipong iaasa lang natin sa iba yung mga bagay na um, mga importanteng impormasyon, lalo na sa pera. So so I'll be discussing to you concepts, and I'll be really going through the chapter. So later I'll be showing to you the source. So okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, so right, so who we are. I am your International Marketing Group, is the company that we're affiliated with. It was established in 2002, and IMG is one of the biggest and fastest growing financial services companies in the Philippines today. So it also assists people who want to help themselves achieve financial security through financial education and building a solid financial foundation. So mamaya i-discuss natin ano nga ba yung solid financial foundation at bakit siya importante. Our mission is to help create wealth for families. Okay? No family left behind. So importante na itong mga topics and concepts na pag-aaralan natin today is something that we would absorb, and something that we would use in our daily dealings, especially in terms of finances. And our belief is that many people today are financially struggling due to financial information. And we have that campaign, and because of that, we have that campaign, the 10M 2025, which means our goal is to educate 10 million families by the year 2025, right? And we can do that by using the SSBYF book, or the Secret to Saving and Building Your Future book. So ito siya. So nandiyan sa screen, pero ito siya, live copy. So this is basically what we're going to be talking about for this whole webinar. So we've coursed through a few chapters in this book, and I hope you will get yung mga tiny bits of information and pieces na importante dun sa bawat chapter. And I hope you'll really learn a lot, because ako personally, marami po talaga akong natutunan nung binabasa ko tong book na to. And of course, through the years of being a financial educator, it really helped me a lot, and especially dun sa application part. Okay? Right. So before we course through, before we go on to the topics for today, let me just share you some realities of how we deal, or how our financial lives is affected in how we, kung paano naapektuhan yung financial life natin dun sa mga bagay na ginagawa natin. So sabi nga, when it comes to securing and saving their future, many good people fail, hardworking people fail, professionals fail, and even many people retire without enough savings. Diba? Alam niyo na yung, diba, narinig niyo na ba yung salitang, hindi pong, anak, ikaw nang bahala sa amin, ng nanay mo or ng tatay mo, dahil pinag-aral ka naman namin sa magandang eskwelahan, di ba? Nakagraduate ka na, pwede ka na maghanap ng trabaho, pwede ka na magpahinga. O, ikaw nang bahala sa amin, ikaw nang bahala sa gastusin namin. Diba? Narinig na ba natin yun? Di ba? Madalas yan, lalo na sa atin, sa culture natin na Pilipino. And marami pong kilala na talagang pagka-graduate, kanya, panganay. Diba? Pagka-graduate ng panganay, since may mga kapatid pa, di ba? Sila yung sumasalo, right? Dun sa mga sa panggastos sa mga kapatid. It's just by the fact or because na hindi nakapag-ipon, di ba? Yung parents. So it's one of the sad realities. So our goal is, as much as possible, before we retire, we have that enough savings. Okay? Reality number 2. Many people believe financial education is only for the wealthy. Diba? Ang solution is to borrow money. Okay? Pag kulang, hiram. Pagka gipit, maglo-loan or utang. Right? So that's the most common term na ginagamit natin, especially here in the Philippines, is to borrow money or umutang. Right? Minsan pa nga, di ba, yung tayo mga Pilipino, tayo yung mga masasayang tao, di ba, na kunyari, may birthday party, gipit. So, para lang magawa or mairaos yung birthday party, di ba? Anong gagawin, di ba? Mangungutang, right? Para lang may pang celebrate, right? Or sa mga piyesta, or pag may piyesta, tapos kunyari, wala ka naman talagang ipon, manghihiram para lang may panghanda. So, most of the time, the solution is to borrow money. Okay? Which is, di ba? The question is, nakakatulong ba, diba? Pag nanghihiram ka ng pera. And of course, reality number 3 is that many OFWs work hard 20-30 years and still end up retiring poor or financially challenged. Right? So you'll work for what, 10-20 years, then eventually lahat ng naipon, di ba? Lahat ng nawawala na lang at the end of the day. So yun yung sometimes yung sad reality sa ating mga Pilipino. Reality number 4, if you save your 13th month pay for at least 6 years, in 40 years you'll have about 10 million. Right? About 10 million. So 6 years of sacrifice could change your life. That's the point here. No? So you don't have to save kumbaga, all your life, but if it becomes a habit, then that's good, that's wise, right? But my point here is, if you practice that habit of saving, if you practice that habit of investing, eventually hindi mo man makikita ngayon yung results, but sa future, definitely it will have a big impact on life. Okay? Kailangan mo lang dyan, disiplina, and building the habit. Okay? So I hope I got you interested and curious on those kinds of those realities. So now, since pinag-uusapan natin reality, so ngayon pag-uusapan naman natin, so paano? So anong gagawin natin? So anong solusyon? Right? Yan. So again, we'll be coursing through few chapters of this book. Kailangan ko ng mga special few topics on each chapter that is really, really important, and I'll be discussing to you the others, right? So, again, it's important that you'll have this copy talaga, itong book na to. I encourage you, though this webinar will teach you a few topics or ideas or strategies, I really encourage you to have a copy of this book. And ikaw mismo, magbabasahin mo yung mga topics na nandito sa book. Because it's really, really important for you yourself to know paano nga ba or ano nga ba yung mga realities that I have to do or I have to know in for me to be or to become my own financial educator. Okay? So if you don't have a copy, let me know. Let the person who invited you here know so that they could give you a copy or they could send you one. Right? Okay, so we're moving on to the first chapter. It's a basic financial concept. So I'll be teaching you some concepts that may help you, understand better and know more about how to deal with your finances. Okay, so financial independence is not a dream. It is basically a priority. So retirement is not determined by age, but by money. Take control of your future by learning how to 4 points. Okay, make money, save money, grow money, and protect money. Okay, most of the time yung make money, alam naman natin yan, madali sa atin yan, di ba? Pag for example, yan, may work tayo and then gusto natin magka-raise, di ba? It's either aantayin natin next year para ma-increasean or, di ba, maghahanap tayo ng other work and then mag-offer tayo na ito yung increase yung income or yung salary. So madali ang make money. So we've been doing that for for a long time already, di ba? And then yung save money, this is the tricky part. Saving money, alam natin kung paano gawin. Andyan yung mga facilities like banks to help us out in saving money. But then again, the question is, ginagawa ba natin? Right? So, yeah, pwedeng ginagawa natin. But then again, saving money and then gagastusin mo din. Right? So, that's a different kind of saving. So, yeah. So, make money, save money. And then eventually, you need to learn how to grow your money or the money that would grow without you working for it. So, it means it grows by its own, like investment facilities. And then eventually, protect your money. Protecting your money in a sense that you know that this money or this enterprise, let's say for example, that you're trying to build, and you know that this would be passed on to the next generation. Okay, so make money, save money, grow money, and protect money. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, I told you that we'll be discussing how to build a strong financial foundation. So, diba, by the word itself, foundation or pundasyon, diba? So, usually, diba, pagka magtatayo ka ng structure, ng building, or ng condos, usually, diba, anong inuuna doon? Diba? Inuuna ba doon yung tipong building na agad na itatayo, diba? Minsan, may kita mo, di ba, yung sa mga construction, may mga fence yan. Tapos, ang tagal na naka-fence. Pero once na naayos na nila yung pundasyon, ang bilis nang itayo yung condo, right? Bakit? Kasi dun sa fence na or dun sa time na ina-allot nila, kumbaga, binimake sure nila na strong yung foundation para pag tinayo nila yung structure, yung building, pag may nangyaring, let's say, mga calamities or let's say, mga earthquake, at least yung building would stay strong. So that's the beauty of a good foundation. And of course, sa finances, we also have a basis for a strong financial foundation. Kasi we'll have these challenges or financial challenges, I would say, in life that can shake or that can wipe out lahat ng pinag-ipunan natin. Right? So it's very, very important to build a strong financial foundation. So ano ba yung mga ideas or ano ba yung mga parts of a strong financial foundation? Of course, first dyan is yung increasing cash flow. So your continuous increase in cash flow would help so much in building your financial foundation. And then next dyan would be healthcare. It's important to properly build your healthcare. It's just by the fact that, 'di ba, mahal magkasakit. Okay? Hospital ka lang, 3 days in the hospital, cost a lot, right? Hindi pa kasama diyan yung kung na-operahan ka or whatsoever, it costs a lot. And most of the times or most of the stories I've heard is just by healthcare, okay, people lose a lot of money, especially yung mga pera na inipon nila, perang tinabi nila. Okay? Protection. So this is also one important aspect of our life is that you need to have protection, or you need to be protected in terms of insurances and all, so that especially for the breadwinners, pag nawala yung breadwinner, kailangan napapalitan niya ng exact or the right amount of finances to help the family recover, right? So it may not help the family replace the breadwinner or replace the person, but it may help the family replace the income that the person brings in. Okay, that's the beauty and the value of protection. Okay? Of course, kailangan habang binibuild natin yung foundation, kailangan if we do have debts or like mortgages, it's important that we pay off our debts first. Okay? It's important that our goal is to make sure that one day yung mga utang na yan mawawala. Okay? It doesn't matter kung ngayon, nakikinig ka ngayon na may utang ka or malaki utang mo, it doesn't matter. Our goal is to help you understand more on how to eliminate your debts, because you can't build a strong financial foundation with huge amount of debt. So our goal is to trim that down until such time na ma-zero out mo yung debts mo. Of course, you need to have emergency fund. Right? So, itong emergency fund is really, really important, especially nowadays, right? Di ba? Yung lahat tayo, not only dito sa Pilipinas, but around the world, we're having like this crisis, like this COVID pandemic and this COVID crisis. And most of the time, we forgot, to allot a certain amount of fund for these kinds of crises. Isipin mo, like 1 month na lockdown, and most of us are also are suffering, right? Na yung iba nawalan talaga ng trabaho, yung iba doon muna kayo sa bahay, wala tayong no work, no pay, ika nga, right? So it's important that we have this emergency fund in these kinds of situations. Okay? And of course, last but not the least, investments. Investments, kaya natin hinuhuli yan is because it's important that we know or we establish yung lower foundations first, like that. Cash flow, healthcare, and then protection. And then lastly is yung investments, because our goal is for our investments to grow over time. Okay? So, analogy sa investments, kailangan isipin mo, ang investments are like planting a mango tree. So, pagka, di ba, nagtanim ka ng mango tree, for example, today, nagtanim ka, hindi naman yan bukas, puno na. Right? Hindi. So, pag nagtanim ka, alagaan mo yan, didiligan mo yan, kailangan, di ba? Unti-unti hanggang maging plant siya, hanggang sa maging puno siya. And eventually, mamumunga siya, right? Kasi, investment work that way, di ba? Kunyari, tinanim mo, and then after ilang days, yung hindi pa siya nagiging puno, pinutol mo na. Right? Do you think mag-grow pa siya? Di ba? Hindi eh. Kasi pinutol mo na eh. Wala na siyang chance mag-grow. Rather, di ba, yung pag ginawa mo is, tinanim mo, hinayaan mo siya mag-grow, naging puno siya, right? And namunga siya ng mango. So, kahit kunin mo yung mga mangga niya, okay, dadating ang point in time, mamumunga ulit siya ng mango. So, that's how investment works. So, you need to make sure investments grow as much as possible before you can get from it. So, that investments would eventually become your passive income when it comes to the pagdating ng future. Okay? So that's the important thing on investments. Don't expect it to grow on a short period of time, because if you are promised that it grows for a short period of time, magtaka ka na. Okay? Advice on those kinds of things. Alright? So, yan. So, Now, I hope I've explained myself clearly on how to we build a solid financial foundation. Okay? So most of the time, increasing cash flow, ito talaga yung usual or yung automatic sa atin. Diba? But then again, sometimes the healthcare and protection part is mostly overlooked or forgotten. Right? But then, as we all know, diba, most of the time, savings and lahat ng naipon or naipundar is being wiped out just by healthcare alone or just by health alone rather. Okay? Right. So we just do a quick money talk, strategies of the wealthy. Most people spend money and save what is left, while wealthy people save money and spend what is left. Most people consider healthcare insurances as an extra expense, but wealthy people consider healthcare insurances as an investment. Most people work hard for the money, and wealthy people work smart and let their money work for them. Okay, so the difference is the way they think and plan for their future. So how are you gonna plan for your own future, right? Okay, so the next concept, so yung unang concept na shinare natin is the solid financial foundation. And the next concept that I'll be sharing to you is what I call the X-curve concept. So simple lang siya, right? Madali siyang tandaan. By the name itself, it forms an X. Okay? Line going up is what you call the money line, and the line going down is called the responsibility line. So, di ba? Ang dali, X. Okay? So, and the line at the bottom is what you call the timeline. So all of us, okay, we started young, and then our goal is eventually we retire, right? And eventually we'll grow old, right? But then again, there are two like scenarios in life. There are two what ifs in life, right? So what if you die too soon, and what if you live too long? Okay, so in this concept, will be showing you ano ba yung mga strategies or ano ba yung mga strategies or mga tips, no? So kung paano ko i-address itong mga what ifs that I have in life, because diba, we never know. We never know if uh, the next thing we know, diba? We die too soon, or we never know if we live too long. So if to answer or to cover yung first is if I die too soon, we need to make sure that we have or we're covered with the proper insurances or yung tinatawag na protection, like what I've explained kanina sa financial foundation. But if we live too long, we need to make sure that we have that proper investment. Why? Because diba, when you live too long, eventually you'll retire from work. Diba? Kahit gusto mo magtrabaho, eventually you'll be retiring. And once you retire, that means na wala kang um, active income na pumapasok. So your goal is basically to make sure that before that happens, you have that ample investment, you have that ample mango tree in you, so that when you retire, you don't need to work for the money, but rather you just pick those mangoes up, so that you'll have enough money for you when you retire. So kumbaga investment. And of course, while building your money line, you need to have emergency fund and healthcare. Okay? So emergency fund and healthcare. So healthcare is because while you're building your money line, diba, hindi naman pwedeng yung money line yun yung ginagamit natin pang gastos. Right? Kailangan meron tayong specific healthcare to pay for if nagkasakit tayo or kailangan natin. So if you have like your healthcare in your office, so good for you. That's short-term healthcare. But as much as possible, you want to make sure that you have like short-term and long-term healthcare at the same time. Emergency fund, I mentioned that earlier. It's important that we have that certain amount of emergency when it comes to like calamities or such scenarios or pandemics such as what we're experiencing right now. Okay, so insurance, emergency fund, healthcare, and investment. So those are the parts of this X-curve concept and solutions. All right, so we're moving on to chapter 2, choosing the right healthcare. So in the Philippines, a lot of sick people die not because there's no medicine or treatment available, but because they don't have enough money to pay for the costs. Okay? So I have this story that um, yung may sakit, right? Tapos um, kailangan ipagamot, kailangan hospitalize, but then the family decided not to kasi it will take so much, okay, para mapagamot yung tao. So ginawa, inuwi na lang, and then they just let him live his day. So nakakalungkot, right? Pwede pa sanang ipagamot, but then again because of the lack of money or the lack of savings just to pay for the costs, inuwi na lang. Okay? So that's the sad reality of having no or less healthcare, or rather having no savings. Okay, so the final test of a good healthcare is it should have both short-term and long-term. It should have a guaranteed renewal. It should have a guaranteed savings and investments. And it should have at least life insurance and protection. And speaking of life insurance and protection, that's what we'll be talking about on the next chapter, which is understanding insurances. So I've given you an idea on insurances earlier dun sa foundation, but here we're going to be understanding more about insurances and how will I know if I'll be properly insured or I'll be overinsured or underinsured. So basically insurances, just to, madaming klase ng insurances, but just to give you a really quick background, the majority of the insurances that we know and we have right now are home insurances, car insurances, and of course, life insurances or yung personal insurances natin. So most of the time, yung bahay, yes, pinapa-insure natin yan. It's because hindi natin alam kung ano pwede mangyari, right? Pwedeng masunog yan or yung mga acts of God na tinatawag na fire, storm, flood, so mga ganong scenarios wherein yung bahay masisira talaga. So pinapa-insure yan para pag nasira, the insurance company will give you enough funds to make you build or repair your house whole again. So yun yung value of insurance for house insurances. Iba naman sa car insurance, it's because of course alam naman natin that we can avoid accidents, right? So there will be accidents, and with that accidents pwedeng masira yung sasakyan, manakaw, di ba? Meron din. So we have that ample insurance for the car so that if in case those kinds of uncertainties happen, you'll have enough funds to replace or rather repair your car. But then, di ba, the question is sa atin, on our personal life insurance is most of the time, hindi natin inaasikaso or most of the time, kumukuha tayo just because inoferan tayo ng kaibigan natin o ng kakilala natin, di ba? Dahil napilit lang, sige na nga, kuha na nga ako kasi kaibigan ko naman to or kasi barkada ko naman to, right? But then again, the sad reality about that one is we don't even like open yung insurances natin. We don't even know ano yung mga coverages ng insurance natin. So right now, I'll be teaching you, I'll be giving you like tips or ideas on how to know if the insurance you got is like you're properly insured, you're underinsured, or you're overinsured. Okay, so how much protection do you need? Diba? Most of the time, when we talk to an agent, diba, sila na yung nagde-decide kung ano yung kung magkano, or minsan they'll ask you probing questions. And of course, the more coverage that you have, the more of course benefit that you'll have together with it. But then again, kailan nga ba or gaano ba kalaking protection ba yung kailangan ko? So that goes with annual income times 10. So how much insurance do I need for me to be properly insured or properly covered? The general idea is annual income times 10. So monthly income times 12 times 10. Okay. Example, So for example, I earn 20,000 per month. Okay, so 20,000 times 12 is 240,000. So that 1,000 is already my annual income. So how much protection do I need? Annual income,
Hanggang
240,000 times 10 is 2.4 million. Meaning, okay, if I am earning like 20 per month,
para may gawin ka.
ang insurance ko is about 2.4 million. Okay?
Nakita mo na ba
10% a
'to?
month, my insurance must be at least 2.4 million. Why? Diba? If in case, okay, something happens, for example, I'm a breadwinner, something happens to me, my family immediately gets 2.4 million based on the insurance company or the insurance coverage that I got. Right? Ngayon, ang gagawin nila, yung 2.4 million, dapat turuan natin sila to make sure that they invest it properly. For example, they invest that 2.4 million in a facility giving, let's say, 10% interest per annum. So the 10% of 2.4 is how much? 240,000, right? Divided by 12, it's 20,000 per month, right? So the insurance amount replaced the income of the breadwinner, but of course, definitely, it wouldn't replace the breadwinner, but it replaces the income that the breadwinner gives or provides to the family. This is one of the benefits of having insurances. It can act as an income replacement. Okay, so it's important to make sure that you are properly insured. Okay, so don't forget annual income times 10. You can write that down. It's really easy to remember. Okay, so chapter 4, we're moving into managing debts. I hope you understand properly the insurance part. So managing debts. So why manage your debts, right? Because debt can turn into a disease. It can control your life, happiness, and freedom. You can never be truly free until you are debt free. Okay? It's either you manage your debt or your debt will manage you. Di ba? May mga kwento tayong naririnig na alam mo yung mga nagtatago sa credit card companies, right? Kasi tawag ng tawag, due date na, but then again, walang pambayad. Or the most sad thing that I heard is yung tipong kinakatok na sa bahay or hinahanap na nung inutangan niya, and then talagang nagtatago siya, right? So wala eh. Kailangan, yung tipong may mga bagay, ay may mga lugar na iniiwasan na just because to avoid nga yung makita yung pinag-utangan nila kasi wala silang magbayad, right? So it's hard if your debt will be managing how you act daily. So it's either you manage your debt or your debt will manage. Okay, so here are tips, okay, on managing debts, and feel free to write it down or rather ask for a copy of this webinar so that you could browse through these. Okay, so tips on how to manage your debts. Pay off your credit cards in full or on time. So sabi nga nila, credit cards is acting or is like a double-edged sword. It can either help you or it can either hurt you at the same time. Of course, it would hurt you if you don't know how to use your credit card, but it can help you if you fully understand and utilize the benefits and value of the credit card. Okay? So ako po personally, kami po, me and my wife, we have number of cards and we use those depende dun sa benefits that they give. We have like a card for like groceries na talagang mataas yung rebates. Okay, we also have like a card for yung ano to? Yung family lounge ng Ayala. Ginagamit lang namin yung card just to make sure to use that facility when we go to Ayala malls, right? So we also have a card na yung magbibigay ng points, right? And then eventually, pag na-reach mo yung certain limit, may pa-Jollibee yan or mayroon pa Shakey's and all. So, So nagagamit namin as a benefit because the important thing is you know yung benefits ng card mo, you know your limits, and you know how to handle it properly. But then, pag hindi mo alam kung paano i-handle yung card mo, it will chase you and it will eat you up alive. Okay? So, pay off your cards in full and on time. Don't get into more debt. If you have debts or you already have enough debts to handle, please make sure to reduce your debt and not get into any more debt. So that's quite obvious. And live below your means. Use cash or debit card. If you're not, for example, hindi sa tingin mo, sa sarili mo, hindi ikaw yung tipong madisiplina pagdating sa paggastos or sa credit cards, might as well use cash or debit card. Make a list of your debts and pay them off one at a time. Increase your cash flow. Consider liquidating your non-income generating assets. Sabi nga ng OLX, diba? Hindi mo kailangan ibenta mo na. Meron pa bang OLX ngayon? I think iba na rin yung pangalan nila ngayon. Change your money mindset, right? Debt is not a solution but rather a distraction. And prepay your mortgage if you have like enough funds for that one. So, right. So basically those are like tips on how to manage your debt. But again, we do have training sessions, we do have a workshop entirely just to just focusing on how to manage your debts, on how to strategies on how to eliminate your debts or zero out your debts. Here again, I'll be showing you, these are just like the tip of the iceberg when it comes to tips on how to manage your debts. Right, chapter 5, building your emergency fund. Okay, so no matter how you plan in life, the unexpected things still happen. So like what I mentioned earlier, that hindi naman natin alam na magkakaroon ng lockdown, right? Hindi naman natin alam na talagang wala, dito lang tayo sa bahay. So we have to make sure that we are prepared. Okay? So emergency funds, at least set aside at least 3 to 6 months of your income. 3 months if you're single, 6 months if you do have a family or you have a responsibility to your family or you are a breadwinner to the family. Okay, so this is just an initial idea of it. I know someone who has like an emergency fund for about a year, right? So his reason is basically because, for example, emergency arises or in case of loss of job, he would have like ample time to rest and relax before looking for another job. So that's his goal, his idea. But then again, the idea or the general idea is at least 3 to 6 months of your income. Okay. All right. Chapter 6, saving the right way. What is your budgeting formula? Is it income minus expenses and equals to savings maybe, or equals to, I don't know, right? So the question is this budgeting formula effective or kulang, right? So why not changing our budget formula into income minus tithes minus savings is equals to expenses, right? So 100% of your income, you minus the 10% for your tithes, just by the fact that, of course, everything that we have comes from God. And it's one way of honoring God. He doesn't need our tithes, definitely, but it's one way of honoring Him of the blessings that He's given us every day, right? So again, we can never outgive God, and I think that 10% tithes is little compared to what He has given us daily. So it's important that you have at least 10% of your tithes. You could use that in like in church, giving in church, or rather helping out the poor, or donations and stuff like that. It's up to you, but at least it's 10%. And then 20% you use that for your savings, investments, like something that you set aside for it to grow. okay, on the side. And of course, last but not the least, expenses would be 70% of your actual income. So this is basically the idea or the rule, the 10-20-70 rule. So this is like the start. People, there are also people that I know that started with this rule, but then again, eventually they evolved it and they customize it based on their daily needs. Like, for example, mentioning that like from the 70% of their expenses, they trimmed it down to like 50% only, and then the 30% excess they put it in tithes or savings rather. So it depends, but you could if you're not familiar with this kind of setup, you can start with this 10-20-70 rule. Okay, so income minus tithes minus savings is equal to your expenses. Okay, so pay yourself first. Sabi nga, don't save what is left after spending, rather spend what is left after saving. Okay? So, at least kahit mawala or magastos mo yung lahat ng 70% na yon, at the end of the day, alam mo na may naitabi ka na 30% and 10 to 20%. Right? Sabi yan ni Warren Buffett. Okay, so how are you doing so far? So a little quick exercise. You can use your phone to use your calculator. So so your annual income, your average annual income, times the number of your years work. So magkano siya? And that's a question that you have to ask yourself is saan mo siya ngayon, ay nasaan na yung pera na yun na dumaan sa'yo? Or saan mo siya na-save? Or naitabi mo ba? May naitabi ka ba dun sa perang dumaan sa iyo ever since nag-start ka mag-work? Okay? That's a question that I leave to you. So you'll be the one to answer that on your own. If wala kang naipon from the income that has passed through or gone through you, it doesn't matter. Okay? The fact is that what you're gonna do now moving forward. Right? So kung wala kang man ipon before, what's important is ano yung gagawin mo from today onward. Okay? So will you still live a life of no savings, or will you start to change your habit and start, saving and investing for your future? Okay? Right. So another strategy that I'll be teaching you is what you call the rule of 72 or the rule of money. So the rule of money simply states that 72 divided by the interest rate is equal to the number of years it will take for a given fund to double. Okay? As an example, a bank gives at least 1% interest. Okay? 72, given the rule, 72 divided by the interest, which is 1, is equal to 72 years. Meaning it will take 72 years for my money to double, any amount of money to double if I put it in a facility that will give me 1% interest. Okay? Example, you're 20 years old. Okay? You have 10,000 pesos. Right? When you put that 10,000 pesos in a 1% interest, it will become 20,000 pesos. But then again, you'll have to wait after 72 years. So by the time you reach 92, congratulations, you have 20,000 pesos. We're still not considering the value of inflation here, right? So we're just, giving you these values. But then again, are you gonna wait for 72 years for your money to double? So that's 1%. Okay. So just to give you further examples of this idea, is we'll be having like 4% and 12%. So 4% is applying the rule again. 72 divided by 4 is every 18 years. So it's much faster compared to 72, right? So if you're 20, you have, let's say for example, 100,000. By the time you reach 38, after 18 years, it grew into 200,000, and after 18 years, 56, it grew into 400,000. Okay. While as if we're looking into 12%, 72 divided by 12 is 6 years. Of course, definitely much faster, right, than 4%. 20, age of 20, same example, 100,000. Then it's much faster, 26, 200,000. Okay, every after 6 years it doubles, and then when you reach 56, your money grew into 6.4 million. Right, so that's the difference of 16 times more. Right. The question is, what do you like? Right, 4% or 12%? Diba? So, syempre, doon tayo sa 12%. Now, the question is, nasan yung pera mo? Nasa 12 ba? Sa 4? O baka nasa 1? O baka nasa 0.5? Right? So, okay, what I'm saying here is that I'm not arguing or not, I'm not competing against banks, because I firmly believe that banks, is a really, really good facility when it comes to emergency fund, right? Because of their availability, their 24/7 ATMs. You just need to have an ATM and you can go anywhere. Just then you can withdraw from that machine, right? So that's a very, very good facility when it comes to emergency fund. But I don't think that it's the best facility, or it's a really efficient facility when we want to grow our money. Okay, there are lots and lots of facilities out there, like mutual funds, stock market, all those kinds of facilities that can help us earn at least 12% interest. Okay, so chapter 7, I hope you understand the idea of the rule of money. So chapter 7, growing wealth through investments. Okay, so that is you. So you have here bank accounts. If you go to a bank account, technically you'll be called as a depositor, because you deposit funds to the bank account. Okay, while as in mutual fund investment, for example, if you deposit funds there, or you transfer funds there, you'll definitely be called an investor, right? So bank accounts versus mutual fund investment. So both of them, definitely they invest, pay their money in government securities, commercial paper, stocks and equities, and other paper asset. Because definitely, for example, sa bank, diba? Hindi naman yan tipong pag naglagay ka sa bangko, itatago na lang nila yan sa vault, right? Definitely, they have to make sure that money is moving. Okay? And by moving that money, it would earn them income. So for example, this example na i-invest nila sa government securities, commercial papers, stocks and equities, and even they also earn from loans, diba? Mga loans ng mga tao, they earn from it. So let's say both of them earn 12%, right? Now, pera mo yung ginamit, right? Hindi naman sa kanila. So ikaw nag-deposit ka lang sa bank, nag-invest ka lang sa mutual fund, but it's still your fund, right? It's still your money. So sa bank, you agreed, or you both agreed that they'll give you at least 0.5%, right, per annum, because that's the rate that you do when you open a typical savings account, right? Not sure na kung 0.55, baka much less pa. But then again, you get the idea. Okay? While sa mutual fund investment, kung ano yung kinita ng mutual fund, ng investment facility, yun din yung ibabalik nila sa iyo, right? So see the difference. Again, I'm not picking on banks. Banks are really, really good, but I don't think they are really efficient when it comes to growing our assets or growing money. So I hope you get my point here. Okay, so yeah, I think basically we've covered at least 7 chapters, and we've also around already spent 15 minutes, so we'll wrap this up real quick. Okay, so what's next? Right, so why we're doing this, again, I mentioned earlier that we are part of the campaign that is 10 million 2025, meaning 10 million help families by the year 2025. That's our global financial literacy campaign, and we do that by the help, of course, of this yung mga chapters that I've shared to you earlier. Those are part of this book. So again, I encourage you to have a copy. Ask the person who invited you for a copy so that they can send you one, because it's better read than heard. Am I correct? Yeah, it's better read than heard. Okay, so moving on. So earlier discussed strategies and concepts, but then again, those are just ideas. Those are just concepts. But if those ideas and concepts are not translated into action or rather application, wala rin. Hindi rin siya magiging effective at hindi din siya kumbaga, hindi mag-show yung results sa'yo. Right? So that's why IMG is here, because IMG wants to share with you its benefits, right? Yeah, so IMG, that's the IMG preferred card. So you can think of this as, I'm sure you have, or narinig nyo na yung super card, di ba? Yung mga laking national, ayan, yung mga suki card, or rather, I think Starbucks card would apply to this one as well. So those are membership cards. And by membership cards, you earn benefits, right? It's either you earn points na iipunin mo para yung points na yun pwede mong gamitin to purchase their products, right? Or it earns you discounts, right? Yung mga membership, may discounts ka, or kunyari sa Supercard, pag birthday mo, meron kang free pizza. So basically, the idea is, if you're a member of a certain company or a certain group or a certain, like for example, facility, you'll have the benefits and privileges of that certain membership, right? So IMG membership is also the same. The only difference is that you'll earn benefits and privileges in the financial industry. Okay, so to make my point more clear, I'll show you the benefits of the IMG preferred membership. Okay, so benefit number 1, 2, and 3 is a free financial seminar workshops. So basically, those are financial education benefits. You also get to have a free financial checkup. Of course, our goal is before you invest, kailangan makapag financial checkup ka to know ano ba yung mga, or to rather guide you on ano yung mga investment decisions that you'll be taking in the future. And of course, number 3 is exclusive members price. If you wanted to study more on personal finance through the Associate Financial Planner Certification Program or Registered Financial Planner. So those are financial education benefits. Right, so free gifts. Once you become a member of IMG, you have up to 300,000 personal accident insurance. You also have 50,000 life insurance coverage from Fidelity Life. You also have, or you can avail of the free frames as long as you purchase the lens. You'll have at least 2 frames per year free, and you also have unlimited consultation in any Kaiser Medical Clinic, or rather Kaiser Medical Center, right? So may mga medical centers sa North EDSA, Gloriette, sa Makati, meron. And then Robinson's Gallery. But there are other medical centers there. If you're a member, kunyari, papakiramdam mo, pakita mo yung preferred membership card mo, and then they'll assist you for free. Very good benefit of being an IMG member. Also, yeah. So you also have access to Kaiser Healthcare, their long-term healthcare, their short-term healthcare, and of course their senior care facilities. So just to give you a quick overview of this, so this is a 3-in-1 investment program. So if you don't have you haven't started an investment yet, this is one facility that you could start, because it's basically 3-in-1, right? So it has like insurance for the first 20 years. It has healthcare. Just pay for 7 years. While you're paying 7 years, you're covered with the healthcare, and of course, from the 8th year onwards, it will serve as your investment, because it grows at the same rate of where it invested its money, which is the volatility of the stock market. Okay, so also you'll be having access to Right. Manila Bankers, most 18. Benefit number 10 is free investment seminars and mutual funds at 0% entry fee. So this is one of the best also benefits that there is, because when you invest, okay, through IMG, for example, nag-invest ka ng 20,000 pesos, right? Usually, or normally, pag nag-invest ka outside, they would technically charge you for an entry fee, yung tinatawag. So 20,000 is not technically 20,000. Say, for example, it will be just like 900, 19,800. So may bawas na 200. Let's say, for example. So sa IMG, if you invest in IMG, kunyari, again, 20,000, automatically yung 20,000 na yun, ipambibili ng 20,000 peso worth of shares. So technically, hindi na sila kumukuha ng entry fee. So 0% entry fee if you become a member of IMG. Benefit number 11, if you become also a member of IMG, automatically from that membership alone, you can also initially open your mutual fund investment. So the membership is just 5,500. Okay, 1,000 pesos will be used for opening your first mutual fund investment if you don't have one. Okay, but if you have, then well and good, because it would be used to open another investment facility. So at least you expanded your investment baskets. So for just 5,500, you have these benefits. Okay, so the coverages that I mentioned earlier, and of course the investment benefits that you have. Also, not only that, you also have your own dashboard. Again, we're online. We could transact online. We could we have these tools online. And also, if you're a member, you'll see your dashboard. You'll see your benefits that you have as a member in IMG. So, automatically may kita mo na agad dyan yung mga benefits na meron ka as a member. Okay, what else? So you'll be having access to My Trade stock online trading platform. If ikaw yung tipong gusto mong mag-aral ng stock market or ng trading, pwede kang member so that you'll have access to My Trade. You also have like ozone therapy at the Ozone International. Benefit number 14 is the IMG Dominate tool. So if you're more into like digital marketing and how to reach a certain target market, you'll have access to that one as well. Discounts. You'll have discounts on non-life insurances, like I explained earlier, so car insurance, travel insurance, and of course, discounts on real estate companies like SMTC Ayala Land and TMCI. So this is one of really good benefit as well, because kunyari, kukuha ka ng condo for your own, instead na yung commission will go to the broker, technically it will go back to you as a discount. Right? So since you're a member of IMG, malaking bagay din na magkaroon ka ng discount with the properties that you avail from these companies. Okay, so special discounts on memorial lots and interment packages from Haven of Infinity. Also, you'll have discounts on these best-selling authors or speakers, like sa Talk Online, yan, passive selling, funnels. Okay, this is more of a real estate. And then of course, if you're inclined to writing books or speaking, ayan, si Shana Sino, how to position yourself as an expert and build relationships by writing. So there are courses right there that you can avail with a discount. Okay, services. You can also avail as a member the Everest Memorial Services, also the APS Asset Management, and last but the other thing is the auto program. If you'll be want to purchase a car, or you want to purchase car, definitely you'll have as a member of IMG, you'll be having discounts on those purchases. Okay? Meron nga akong kilala or meron nag-member na sabi niya, oh, 5,000 kasi gusto niya bumili ng car. Right? Pa-member siya, 5,500 lang. Then again, yung discount niya, mas malaki. Okay? Dun sa nakuha niya or dun sa member niya. So, hindi na siya talo, di ba? So, even if you want to become a member just because of this service or of one of the services that I've mentioned earlier, no problem. Okay? It's up to you. Okay? As long as what you think kung makaka-benefit sa'yo, go ahead. Okay? So, yeah. So, auto program, huge savings and discount, especially on your car purchase. Okay. So, also there also are rewards in this financial industry. Also, IMG doesn't only give you like benefits on discounts and investments and all, also gives chance to other people to build an extra source of cash flow or another source of business, right? Be in the business or in financial industry, like owning a business, become your own financial educator, have your own time, and all those kinds of things. So IMG also offers that opportunity for you to have like extra income in case you think that your income is not enough, right? And of course, if you do the business of IMG, that's the benefit. One of the benefits of that one is, of course, you can travel the world because of conventions and free trips and vacations and all. But definitely not now because of what we're experiencing. But then those are also the benefits that we have. And of course, doing the business, you'll be having recognitions and all, and of course, free HMO coverage as well. So those are basically the benefits of IMG. I hope you get those kinds of things, and of course, if you think I've gone through all of those things, you can always ask the person who invited you for a copy of this membership benefits so that you could browse through at your own time as well. Okay, so what's next? Okay, so we've been talking for about an hour already. So I'm just gonna wrap this up real quick. What's next is of course partial financial checkup and book study. So you could ask an appointment for a financial checkup. Of course, we'll do that online, and you can also become a member for just 5,500 pesos. Uh, uh, you can process your membership online, or you can start to build your solid financial foundation. If you think one of the facilities or one of the partners of IMG would help you build your financial foundation, go ahead. As long as you've gone through the financial checkup, so that you'll know ano nga ba yung mga kailangan mo or ano ba yung kulang sa financial status mo currently, and ano ba yung pwede mong i-improve. Okay? So, with that, I'll just share a quick story how I started. So basically, my journey here in IMG as a financial educator, I started 10 years ago. Okay, this is my mentor and then my mom as well. So it was back in 2009, September of 2009, if I'm not mistaken. So I started off just knowing ano nga ba yung mga benefits or ano nga ba yung paano kung gagastusin yung pera. Not that meron kang pera, pero alam mo yung idea na okay, mag-iipon ka ng pera. So anong gagawin mo doon? Itong bibili mo ng something and then what? So yun yung mindset ko before. So that's why I enrolled in this program. Then eventually, I got to meet people. I got to meet people na, especially students din, na ganun din. Gusto rin matuto, mag-aral about finances and all. And of course, with that one, I had that opportunity to have my first investment, and then eventually, it grew into multiple investments rather. And then eventually, I went into trading with my trade as well. So, it's been a long journey, but then again, yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na if not for IMG, hindi ko malalaman itong mga ganitong bagay. Okay? Just by knowing this information and knowing where, to invest your money or to put your money is has a really big impact on how you manage or handle these kinds of things. And of course, being a member of IMG, na-discover ko yung passion ko to talk, okay, to students, to offices, corporate offices, and different kinds of people. Yan. So mostly these are students. Yan. So, and of course, I also had that opportunity to, to mentor and to coach people as well. So most of them started students, as eventually when they graduated, they had work already. So parang mas gusto pa nila matuto kasi yung, syempre, kumikita na sila. So anong gagawin nila dun sa kingdom? So yeah. And then we do have conventions. We do have out of the country trips as well because of conventions. And of course, we do also have that opportunity to meet what we call celebrities in the financial industry. Namely, here is Paulo Tibig and Marvin Guillermo of Stock Smarts. Also have here Randall Kyongson and Salve dito. And of course, Henry Ong of RFP. And of course, who would ever miss out Mr. Rex Mendoza. So Mr. Rex Mendoza has been, a partner of IMG, has been really, really helpful, or has been one of the inspiration in our financial journey ever since. Right? So yeah. Diba? Ang dami namin picture with Rex. Of course, the other underlying benefit of IMG, not that it will apply to everyone, but it applied to me. I was able to meet, of course, my wife here in IMG. So thank you so much. So yeah, so that's just my quick recap of my financial life story and journey. And I assure you that until now, I'm still learning. I'm still knowing other investment facilities. I'm still getting to know more on how to maximize my financial life. And if you want to have that kind of journey, I mentioned the next steps, or how you can take action. Again, you can do a financial checkup. You can become a member of for just 5,500, or you can just start to build your solid financial foundation. So I hope I've taught you so much. I hope you've learned a lot. Okay, so if you want to know more, you could like us at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just type in Wealth Educator Circle. And or if you do have like questions you wanted to ask, if you know me, you could just message me on Facebook, or you could also email me at coachnos@img@gmail.com. So with that, thank you so much for your time. We've gone over the time limit for about 10 minutes, but I hope this session would help you learn, and this session would help you take action on the things that you have to do, especially in your financial life. If you want to learn more, again, let me know so that we can help you, process your membership. Right? So again, stay safe. Keep moving forward and be positive. Right? So thank you so much. Again, I'm Knowles, and thank you for attending this session. All right? So if you do have questions, feel free to ask the person who invited you. Right? Thank you so much, and good day.